Oh boy, that was an arc. Okay, we're done with Steven Bomb 4. I'm a little exhausted making videos on time every day of the week, so I'm really excited about going back to a regular schedule if we have episodes next week. Just because, anyways, let's talk about log date 7/15/2. In the episode, Peridot's still freaking out about becoming a crystal gem and insulting Yellow Diamond.
So am I gonna have to wear a star? Where am I gonna put the star?
She gives up her tape recorder to Steven, who listens to previous entries. Each entry delves more and more into Peridot's psyche and how she feels about Earth. Particularly, we find out that she's Tumblr shipping trash, just completely. And between a camp TV show where she's shipping all the characters, like all of them, based off the traits she finds endearing, and trying to fuse with Garnet, Peridot learns that Garnet's fusion isn't as disgusting as she once thought. That's the episode. Peridot brings a new dynamic to the show. In some ways, she's another Steven, a youngish soul trying to figure out the world around her, but at the exact same time, she's also a huge contrast to Steven. Peridot thinks logically while Steven thinks with his heart, and with that, there's so many potential stories to be told just from the two of them, in comparison to, say, Garnet or Pearl, who seem too wise to fall into the same shenanigans Steven normally would, and more closer to Amethyst, who seems a lot more immature and only helps Steven fall into trouble. I think Peridot's going to be a healthy balance, landing somewhere between Pearl and Amethyst in terms of personality. From a timeline perspective, this episode feels really weird. It's just, if it wasn't for the fact that tape recorder had to be pre-recorded, I would have assumed a lot of the events happened after yesterday's episode. Simply because, well, she was so focused on completing the drill before the cluster hatches that it seems almost wrong that she spent hours and hours watching the same show, the same episode of the same show. And, she's been criticizing all the other gems about how they're, like, lollygagging, and here she is watching this TV show while there's a giant mutant creature being born in the Earth's core. And considering how logical Peridot tends to be with her thinking, it just seems kind of out of place. And right when I was thinking about how weird it is that Garnet was able to figure out when Steven was going to listen to the tape, and I just had to stop and think.
Future vision.
Peridot in this episode became a very relatable character to me because I can kind of compare her to Abed from Community. In that show, Abed's a student, tends to be able to figure out life's problems by relating them to TV shows and their characters. He's often insulted for having a robot brain.
What's going on? Can you guys hear me? Am I deaf? Can you hear me talking right now? Yes? That's good.
So when Peridot's resolution was based off her experiences with the TV show, I immediately thought of Abed. Though, anytime I get a chance to mention Community on this channel, I'm going to take it.
Abed? What are we listening to?
It's my cool driving monologue. I record them at school and listen to them on my way home to unwind. Is it possible to be a prisoner inside your own car? When he asked me to give him a ride home from school, he hadn't asked for control of my life. But now, that's what he's taking.
For real?
I really like that show. Supposedly there was a screenshot that showed an actress for Jade in the credits of the TV show. Might be the fusion of Garnet and Peridot. And I got really excited because I thought we were going to be able to see her, but we were stopped by the dreaded paint can stilts.
And wow, thanks!
It's really cute that Peridot wanted to actually learn and understand Garnet, and I just think that's really awesome. Out of all the crystal gems, Garnet was the one that Peridot felt the most uneased about. Particularly, she was the one that poofed Peridot in the first place, but also because she's the one she couldn't understand. Garnet fusing together into one being is using energy for no reason, and that seems to be very illogical. It wasn't until Garnet was able to relate something to Peridot that she understands relationships on a TV show she watches. That's when Peridot finally got it. I think that's really, really cool. And I love that that's the character motive for Peridot. Peridot thinks so logically that all of her actions have always been logical. Even her attempt to call Yellow Diamond. She thought she could reason with her because she brought up a better option. And when Yellow Diamond said no, that's when Peridot finally turned. It wasn't a spur or random change of events, it was because Peridot was going through the logical steps. This episode reminds me a lot in tone to Full Disclosure from the first Steven Bomb, partially because it was aired after a two-parter just like Full Disclosure, and it's also this light, somewhat fluffy episode to help us unwind after such an intense set of episodes. And I'm more okay with it. So the question is there going to be an episode next week, or are we going on to a hiatus again? But for now, let's talk about tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a retrospective of the bomb as a whole, talk about things I missed, and just kind of, elaborate on some of the things I thought of. And I'm really excited about this because I think it's going to be a really cool video. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And no, my channel is not just Steven Universe now. It just happened to be a bomb, and I wanted to cover it. Thank you guys for watching.
I had no choice but to leave him on the side of the road.
Okay, stop. Just stop. Just stop it, please.